Okay, day 19. I'm going to talk just a little bit today about stage prep or walkthrough. I already did one on stage prep. So this is the walkthrough. When you go to an IDPA match, you get 5 minutes to walk through the stage. It's a group walkthrough. You don't get individual walkthroughs. And you don't get to air gun like in USPSA, but you get a walkthrough. And just want to encourage myself to invest a lot of time in the walkthroughs and do everything possible that I can do in the walkthrough. One of the big things about the walkthrough is courtesy. So what you should do is you should get in a line similar to the shooting order. That way the first guy up has the most time to walk through there. Be courteous. That's the big thing. And don't crowd them. Let them have enough room so they can get kind of enough speed if they can test the ground at a certain place or something like that. That's the big thing about courtesy is just, give other shooters enough room and kind of be in this kind of similar lineup to the shooting order is what you want. There's always one guy that's got to be the first one every time, even though he's shooting last on this stage. But don't let those guys get to you. And some people are like stage hogs. They want to hog the whole thing. But just try to be courteous and try to be in order. That's a big thing. Okay, so the stage walkthrough is a place where I've been pretty lazy in the past, and I really want to work on investing some time. And like I mentioned with the Super Squad, they invest a lot of time in their walkthroughs. And, I kind of want to replicate that. So when I start off looking through the walkthrough, I look for non-threats. Well, first thing I look for is DQ traps. Like if they got me reloading, moving to my left, and I could possibly break the 180 while I reload, I need to be aware of that. That's the first thing I look for. Then I look for non-threats, hard cover, things like that. Difficult, negative things first. Then I start looking for places to put my feet and index points is on the wall to keep my muzzle at the right elevation so when I come out, I'll be right on target. And I start looking at things like that. And one thing that I really look at is hits on targets. So if they're not new targets, you can really see the groups on there from the previous squad and see what the other shooters tend to do because it's got a lot of holes in it. You can tell where the pacers are and what shooters are tending to leave this target a little early, or if it's a little bit low or something and far away, they might be shooting high on it. Then you'll learn to know, oh, I need to hold a little lower on this target because the group as a whole is starting to drift this way. So little things like that really add up, and I'm really going to invest some time into just the stage walkthroughs, the game plan. All right, one more thing for your stage walkthrough is you want to make sure you handle all the props. Get a feel for the bag or anything they want you to handle at the start, or any position things like that. Any props, you want to make sure you handle them as much as possible. Doesn't matter how silly a prop it seems like. Make sure you get the feel and the weight of it. And if it's a seated position, make sure you sit down in the chair. It doesn't matter if it's a standard. Invest some time in sitting in the chair and get the point of view. I remember the last match, there was a swinger, and I had a piece of bottle cap that was in the berm that I could see that swinger drop to perfectly every time. And then it was my turn to shoot. I sit down at the table. I can't see the bottle cap. It wasn't in the view. It was because I was standing up. I could see it. But once I was sitting down, I couldn't see it. So just little things like that, And when you're in the chair, get down, move your head at the same level as you're shooting, so the targets you'll be able to visualize better. And doors is a big thing about how the doorknob works and how they feel. I've seen shooters be the first one up at a stage, and the doorknob only works one direction, and nobody realized that. Luckily, that guy taught everybody in the stage, right? but you know, you want to check out as much as possible. Invest the time. Get down on your knees if it's a kneeling position. See what it likes. I know I'm getting a little older and it's hard to get up sometimes, but it's worth it to get that exact point of view from where you want to shoot from and get your head to the exact eye level of where you're going to shoot. So, you know, that's a big key for me this year is I'm going to invest a lot of times in my walkthrough. I'm not going to take any stages off. Even if it's a standard, I'm still going to take my 5 minutes, look at everything, get the way the ground feels, my level, the target's lower, is it a downhill range? All those little things really add up, and hopefully, you know, at the end of the day, those little things will add up to something big.
All right, so end of day 19, and the walkthrough for a stage is really, you know, something I'm going to invest a lot of time. It's a real key to shooting good. It's, you know, it's going to be all the little things that add up. One thing, you know, you want to be honest with your fellow coworkers and stuff. You don't want to say, oh, I can shoot this one from this other position and keep it all to yourself. That's kind of a jerk move. And, you know, just for competition and stuff, you kind of want to shoot it the same way other shooters shoot it. But you can save time by, you know, marking your spots and doing other little things competitive. You don't want to over game a target. You know, sometimes, you know, if a steel popper is an activator, sometimes you might have to throw a shot at it or put an extra shot on paper so you can get your reload right so you can hit that activator and go on. That's fine. But if you're throwing a shot to miss an activator so you can hit the swinger while it's still stiff, that's a jerk move. That's where the line is. And then now you've done crossed it. So, little things like that, you know, I mean, you know, there are jerks that will do that will, you know, miss an activator on purpose and shoot a swinger white if it's available. But a good match director rule, you know, good stage setup keeps that from happening. But just be courteous, be honest, be helpful, and you know, that really helps out other shooters too if you're courteous on your walkthrough. But have a good game plan. Try not to get too negative. Be positive about your game plan. And in the beginning, don't be too risky. But this year, my goal is to get risky. I was kind of disappointed with my DQ and stuff, and I'm like, thank God it wasn't at a sanctioned match. I've never been DQ'd at a sanctioned match. And I was like, well, it's because I don't ever shoot risky enough. I'm never aggressive at a sanctioned match, I think, you know. So this year I'm going to be aggressive, not DQ aggressive, but I'm going to be more aggressive this year, hopefully.